Hey, Aris. Kalispera, kumbare.
Hi, Govi. Nice seeing you.
Good to see you.
Hey guys.
Hi, Brigida.
Hey, Brigitte. Dobar dan, is it?
Dobar dan, Kwafi. That's nice of you.
Hey, guys, thank you for being here for Unfiltered Talks, where we're going to talk a bit about culture, diversity in Heineken Krakow.
That's a very nice topic.
Thank you for having us.
Cool. Let's start.
Let's go.
After you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Heineken Krakow Unfiltered Talks, where business meets passion. In today's episode, we explore how cultural diversity shapes teamwork, from the benefits to the challenges of collaboration.
So thanks for being here, guys. Kalispera, kumbare. Dobry dan, Brigitte. Brigitte, I start with you, and I start with a tough question, of course. How long have you been in Poland, and where are you from originally?
So thank you, Kwafi, for welcoming in my native language. So as you said, Dobar dan is Croatian. So my roots are actually diverse, same as the company. So my roots are across Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. I lived in Slovenia, moved to Czech Republic, moved to Poland. So I've been in quite few countries. I'm in Poland for the past 12 years already. Yeah. And in Heineken for 2 years.
Yeah, good. How is your Polish?
I speak Polish fluently, but don't get discouraged because it was way easier for me because my native language and Polish are from the same Slavic language group. So yeah, it was much easier than for you, I assume.
Yes. Aris?
What can I respond after this?
Tell us. You've heard the journey. You need to be as diverse and international as that.
So I will
Where are
start
you
my
from?
journey. I'm from Greece, born in Greece, raised with Greek parents, Greek descent. And I have been in HSS since September 2024 for the past 6 months.
I think you beat Brigitte in total in terms of Heineken years, right?
I actually do, because I was employed in Athenian Breweries, which is the Greek company of Heineken, since 2012. So overall, around 13 years.
Ah, cool. So we're going to chat a bit about diversity in Heineken, being multicultural, and how it helps create such a unique place here. From your perspective, Brigitte, how do you find working with different cultures? What do you enjoy about it? What does it bring to the team, etc.?
You know, Kwafi, it's both challenging and lots of benefits. So the benefits are definitely different approaches, different angles, different approach towards sorting out issues we might occur at work. And it also brings you as an individual constant growth, I'd say, learning, because you can learn about so many different cultures here in the company. We have people from entire world, I'd say. So it's very, it gives you lots of learning, because you can learn not just about work, but also about cultural backgrounds, about even like small things like holiday traditions, for example. So these are the benefits. But when it comes to challenges, I would say actually aligning all those things, like different approaches, different way of thinking. What might sound as a completely neutral sentence to me might sound as something shocking or too strong for someone with a different background. So I'd say that's it, how it feels.
And what's your strategy to cope with all of that?
Definitely to be an active listener, to summarize what I hear, just to be on the same page so we avoid any misinterpretations. And also to have the common goal, because I think regardless of the background of the culture, if we have a common goal, we work towards it, this is going to bring us also the good ground to base our relationship, our friendship even, or work relations.
Ah, nice. And Aris, being you?
I would like to give also an example on what Brigitte just mentioned, because we both originate from Balkan countries.
Yes.
So you can hear two people speaking, and sometimes you may confuse it that these two people may be arguing. and it is not the case. Or also, sometimes in my team it may be a challenge, because I may tend to sound a bit more, let's say, when I try to communicate, I use my hands a lot, or my voice even, it has different scales.
Yep.
So I may be perceived, actually I'm worried of being perceived as, as offensive to someone. So I always try to scale one tone back in order to make sure that this is not the case.
Do you have any other strategies, techniques that you've used to help you?
Strategies is all about, trying to find the proper levels of empathy in order to make sure that we will not be offending someone, because as Brigitta mentioned, in some cases, it is all about, mentioning one thing to one person may sound offensive to another, and for sure, as we're going towards one goal, this is Heineken. We have specific things that we try to achieve. So it is all about passing on the proper message to the teams. So it's all about finding the proper balance, the proper way of communicating.
And you've got a team of, I think, over 200 people.
Over 300 people.
300, sorry, growing and growing. And you deal with, 20 plus opcos, different countries?
26 opcos, yes. 26 opcos, almost 20 countries. Off. Yeah, I have to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, Birgitta was showing off earlier, so
Exactly.
I need to compensate all this.
So, sorry, over 300 in your team, 26 opcos. So, of course, lots of different countries you and your team are dealing with. Yeah, what's the benefits of having such a diverse international team?
The benefit is, as we said earlier, you come across different cultures, and it's all about, if you are an open person, you do get a lot of benefits in terms of knowledge, understanding, how people may operate, expanding your horizons, and it's also very, very positive. The feeling that you get when you are working with all those diverse cultures into achieving one common goal. So I think that balancing this thing is of the biggest importance.
Good, nice. Another question. So you're 12 years, did you say?
Yes.
Here in...
Don't mention that.
See how good your memory is. What, when you first moved here, what was probably your biggest surprise being in Poland specifically from a cultural perspective?
So coming from my part of the world, from ex-Yugoslavia, it was very surprising, and I wouldn't say shocking, but surprising, coming to Poland, seeing how well organized, structured, professional everything is.
Yeah.
Polish people were, for me, very nice, even in heated discussions. They go with proszę pani, like whatever you have heated discussion. They're still very polite. The public transportation, it was so well developed. Everything functions in the apps, through the apps. Technologically, for me, it was wow.
Yeah.
And it was super. It's developing very fast. Like, you can move out of Krakow for a year or two, and you're going to come back to a completely new city, meaning like lots of new buildings, roads, events, cultural things. So that was very surprising for me, seeing how fast Poland is developing, how many career opportunities are here. If you look just within one company, Heineken Krakow, how many opportunities we have. And then considering how many different global companies are here. So that was very, very surprising, but in a positive way, obviously.
But and Aras been in Heineken for over 12 years. What was your biggest surprise coming here to another Heineken entity?
It's the speed of how things are changing. I mean, it's an environment that moves forward so fast. Yeah. And also the opportunities that you get within Heineken Krakow. To tell you the truth, coming from an OPCO, it's not always that case. So there are cases that you see people tending to be in the same role for many, many years, not developing, at least not reaching their full potential. And what I really appreciate being in such a company is that this development part of the employee plays a very, very big role. And, it was also, I've been having very nice discussions with my peers also. Whenever, for example, we're discussing about a person, moving on, it's not that someone will say, oh, I need that person, I cannot live without it. It's like, this is an opportunity for my coworkers. So let's make it happen. So coming from Greece to Poland and in this environment, I really like that.
Nice.
But Kofi, can we ask you?
No.
Because you
I'm joking.
come from Western culture, so what was surprising for you? Because
Probably a couple of bits. So I would say from a Heineken perspective, I would say the biggest surprise was just how similar here is to Heineken in the UK or Heineken in the Netherlands. That multicultural team. It's very energetic. It's very diverse. There's that energy. There's that will to win. That passion that you see in all of the opcos, and it's here. Probably to be a little bit stereotypical. I wasn't sure, if I would see that in HGSF, but in Heineken Krakow that we are nowadays. But from my perspective, I was really happy, energized by seeing that when I moved here. Probably the biggest surprise for me was you sort of touched on words, and as you can probably tell, I talk too much anyway. Being a native English speaker, I will use certain words because for me, it perfectly catches what I'm trying to say. But I'll sometimes use words and nobody will understand what I mean, or it'll mean something else, or I've had, I sometimes say I'm disappointed, and actually, the first time I said that, it was like it really brought down.
Yes.
So again, similar as you'd say, Aris, of just being careful. Just thinking a little bit more in terms of how you approach things, being more empathetic, being an active listener. I know those are definitely bits that I've had to step up on.
Mm-hmm.
But so from the one surprise was fantastic. That this is Heineken. It's no different. It's a fantastic place to work. But of course, there are of course some cultural differences to that you see along the way.
But you know what? Also, the passion that I came across really surprised me. Because sometimes, it's all about discussing, especially when you have a shared service center like HSS. You do not always perceive that you will find passionate people in this environment actually caring a lot about what is happening in the OPCOs and trying to improve things, trying to deliver. So that was also, I wouldn't say surprise, but it was something that I was not anticipating. Not a surprise per se, but again, I wasn't anticipating that level of passion to in HSS.
It does feel just a nice extension of the OPCOs. People really are passionate about Heineken. They feel part about Heineken. They want to know about OPCOs, head office, etc. So now it was a pleasant surprise.
And about cultures, I think it's good to mention. We had, I think it was for the end of the year, there was this event that we did. It was Switch of the World, something like that. So it was announced quite late. Nevertheless, there were 3 or 4 entries. People created, desserts from their parts of the world. So you could see, even on the latest notice, many people came to the kitchen on the 7th floor, wherever it was. In order to taste, to see, and to come together with the people from different ethnic groups and to get something out of it.
No, there's a nice passion as well for people in demonstrating and sharing their cultures. I saw this week we had something for St. Patrick's Day, something for Holi as well, and whenever there's a party, there's always a good group of Bhangra dancers as well. So it's we always feel everybody always well represented. Just probably sticking to that whole bit around Heineken and how we build that, I don't know, unique or strong community with all of the diversity here. What do you see that we do well to help build that culture here?
Can I go?
Of course, yes.
For me, it starts with the leadership, inclusive leadership. Because as you mentioned in Heineken Krakow, we have, for example, all-in meetings, town hall meetings, where each person is heard. And this is the point where you get also different perspectives from different cultural backgrounds. So I think it all starts with that actually giving you a feeling, and not just a feeling, it's a fact. You see that you're being heard, and regardless of where you're from, what your idea might be. Everyone is respected. We're treated like that. So this is the thing which I think it's one of the most important here when it starts with the inclusive leadership, what we thankfully have.
And for me, to add to what Brigitta just said, it's being in a brewery company, where the majority of the workers at least in the opcos is like male mostly.
Yeah.
Being in a company that the majority of my co-workers are female, this also is a sign of the inclusion that the company is trying to achieve, and not only as on the middle, bottom layer, whatever, but also on the management layer. You'll see a lot of women, but not only women. I don't want to specify it there. No, but it's usually sometimes it may be a surprise.
Yeah,
Having 65%. So it's you see people from across ethnicities, and the important thing is that everyone can express themselves without any concerns.
Yes.
yeah,
You see it in the bar. You mentioned the bar earlier.
Yeah.
You see how easy it is to come here after work, have a beer, discuss with everybody openly. There are no silos. There is nothing there. It's only having good time, and this comes from the leadership, from the company itself.
But this is also where you see the differences in the cultures, because as you mentioned in the beginning, we are way more expressive, putting lots of passion and emotions in talks. And you have more like Western countries, let's say, when they will be more reserved, even in the bar or on the meetings.
More noise coming from some corners. It's like...
we sit on 6th floor, and they're always saying that our part of the floor is the loudest. So
I can hear you on the 9th floor.
So it's true what they say.
Exactly. But I think one of the other bits is that I think nicely you say, Brigitta, around coming from the top and from the management, setting the tone. But the bit I really see is the passion from the people. But everybody wants to get involved.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to share their cultures, share their stories. There's lots of employee groups that drive such activities. So it's always of course management can create those opportunities, but the culture and the sentiment and people need to be engaged in it too. And I think that's the really nice balance we have here.
Indeed.
But I think I should ask you another tough questions. Too many nice ones.
Okay, let's go.
The conversation was too smooth.
Exactly. Let me look for one of my trickier ones. What tips would you give for new managers or taking on a diverse team, or somebody joining a new company that's not used to a diverse team? What tips would you give them as experts in the field?
I think it starts with being a good listener first of all, because it takes time in order to understand, especially when you join an organization, which is, for example, in myself, it's coming from hectos to FTs, totally different environment. So it's all about listening, understanding what we are doing, what we can do, and also putting trust into people. For people to be there, as a manager, you need to put trust in your peers. Otherwise, how can you move forward?
Yes,
for me, it would be also, on top of what Aris said, also to be open-minded. Because respect everyone, respect different opinion, different approach, open dialogue. You like to point that out always.
And it's good, actually. It's good to have different opinions.
Yes.
Otherwise, this is how you can move forward.
That's why I said you always support open dialogue.
I know. Otherwise, you need people to express themselves and to bring different things on the table. It's always, the managers...
Give us some examples. Where do you see it, especially with the different cultures, that really comes alive?
We are
changes.
Yeah, it's a common thing that we see. But I will give you the example of in OTC that I'm responsible for. You see that each different team operates on a different way. You may have, because we also have in collections, there are a lot of native speakers.
Yep.
And we also have, people from these countries also. And you will see that they operate on a totally different way. Sometimes some people are expecting to go to them and give you and show them your support physically. In some other cases, they are expecting, let's say, more proper guidance coming through, maybe, I don't know, through a mail or through more clarity in the process. It depends. This is also the manager's role to be able to distinguish the different requirements per each team. It's not always easy. It's not a black and white situation. You need always to put some, again, the empathy, it's a cliche, but you need to put, some understanding onto what each team wants in order to move forward.
And how is that, but having the diversity, different opinion, etc., how's that properly helped you, think of an example where it's helped to come to a better decision, a better outcome?
An example, let me think. I would say, when we're having problems with specific opcos, I put great trust into the team because they have the understanding of what is going on, and and also by expressing, trying to put into content their argumentation, and for me to pass it on to the OPCO, it also proves to the team that I understand what is the problem, I support them, and I can further try, let's say, on their side to assist them into resolving it. It's not very easy to put it into words, it's a bit.
And I get the bit that I always see is by you especially in O2C or some of the other areas is when you know the country, quite often you understand, you can you get that bond quite often better with the OPCO, or sometimes you understand the local issues better.
This is a problem also sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we are here to do, we have a specific task to fulfill. So we need also to balance our way of working. And there are always two sides of things. One is the OPCO, let's say, perspective, the agency's perspective. You always need to balance both, because in the end we have one specific thing that we want to achieve. So it's all about making it happen.
Nice.
But you also see as you asked about the cultural differences in specific examples, I mentioned changes. You see also during, for example, our meetings or something, if there is any news announced, you see how differently people perceive that. Some cultures will be like, well, okay, I'll adapt and overcome. And some are like, but wait, we need a structure. How are we going to do that? We need a plan. We need, clear instruction. And some more from my cultural background, we're more like, okay, so let's see how this is going to work. Let's adapt, and later we're going to see how we will overcome that together. But there's
this is actually a good example. Yes.
And do you see, because of those different reactions or cultural reactions, do you sometimes hear bits that you might have missed? It's like, oh, that was a good question I wasn't thinking of, or something I hadn't considered.
I think this is again to what you said before. This is where you come actually to good ideas, then, because then you might think, the person is right. If I would have it more detailed, it will save me some troubles later on, because I'm gonna have it already in written form. That's why I said that Poland is very structured, because we are more spontaneous, or like, let's see how it goes. But your way is better.
And you get a better perspective sometimes of by discussing with it gives you a full clarity of either the solution or the problem, so that you can take the follow-up steps.
The importance is, I guess, getting the best of all cultures and all of those to get to the best outcome. But have you seen examples where it's the opposite, where because of the different cultures, the different responses to bits, that actually we've come to completely the wrong place?
Sometimes I think, again, we will put this Balkan mentality, that we're very enthusiastic, or we start
Passionate.
expressing passion, and we have the drive to change things now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But it's like, let's wait, let's put it. So this is, at least from my side, what I always try to put into.
And I've had it a few times myself, although I don't have the Balkan passion. My Caribbean blood gives me.
But
the-
don't worry. Yeah,
you
you're
are
still,
also
yeah.
passionate when
Yeah,
you're
and then and I know something exciting comes along. You get the passion, and sometimes, well, personally, I know not you, Peter, you're a better manager than us two. But from my side, I'll be.
I hope my senior manager heard that.
No.
Remember it for your full year review.
Next year.
From my side, I can get a bit too passionate, over enthusiastic, and then that bit is you don't ask, and then, the room was with me because nobody said anything. Whereas in other environments I've worked in, somebody else would have said it because
Yeah.
that's just culturally the way it works. Whereas here, that bit of to check the room is with you.
Yes.
Especially with different culture, you do need to stop and ask.
Yeah, but it's funny when we come together to work on something, like you said, now we're too passionate and we want everything now and then. Usually it's me who's like, okay, so let's do it. And Aris with the reality, he's aware of. He's like, okay, wait, let's wait, let's calm down, let's wait it out. So
we always need in our decision making the Balkan passion and
Yes.
the Polish pragmatism,
Yes.
plan, etc.
our
Yes,
fears,
structure.
yes, our fears and their structure. This is
Yeah,
like the perfect
we
combo.
need the structure. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Good. Any questions for me?
But what do you see as because you are in the top management, and you're also very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you see as a challenge and the benefit of it? Because you have a lot of decision making and so on. So I assume it's not always easy when so many different cultures come together to bring a common decision.
No, it really is echoing the pieces you say. I think whatever level, whatever teams you are, being open-minded, really listening to others, and is going one step deeper, as we just sort of said in that example of, thinking through culturally of, hey, I'm listening, in some room, when I've been in the UK or being in Amsterdam, that whole bit of if you've got something to say, you would have said it.
Yeah.
Whereas here, actually, pause, reflect, ask that question. That's the bit that you have to do. And I think if you do that right, with a strong management team, as we have, we come to the right decisions, we have the good discussions, we have the right challenge. But we always need to make sure that we're doing that. And me personally as well, as a talker, that I make sure I'm also a listener.
You've proven today you are.
So it's all about open-mindedness. Then I think this is the key word of the day.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks from you, Ash? Because I'm getting thirsty. I need a beer. A Heineken 00, of course.
Of course.
Any closing thoughts, reflections from you?
I've been actually questioned a lot about my decision to come to Krakow. So it's not something that happens usually from the OPCO to the search center. But what I have to say after 6 months is that I'm really very happy for such a decision. And for all the reasons that we just discussed. Being part of this environment, coming together with and working with different cultures, having to further develop myself into this open-mindedness, this all of the things that we discussed. Sometimes they're not happening spontaneous, so you need to work them, you need to develop them. So it was a very, very good decision, at least the way that I see it after 6 months.
For you, Tony?
For me, the closing word, as a foreigner living abroad, it's not always easy. I think we can agree on that. You miss, a lot of things happening back at home, even the everyday things you usually take for granted. So living in a society which is supportive and working in company which is supportive as ours is always beneficial when you're torn between two places to feel home in both. So this is what I'm thankful for, and this is what helps when you're a foreigner living abroad.
Okay. thank you guys. I've really
Thank you,
enjoyed it. I hope, I think we've really nicely shined a light on the challenges, but of course the benefits and how we really bring that to life in Heineken Krakow. So thanks for your time, and let's grab a 0-0.
Let's
Thank
do
you
it.
so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Make sure you tune in to other episodes of Heineken Unfiltered Talks and get to know our fascinating employees,